So, good afternoon. I hope you are well today as we are here for another week of work. And I will start. I have two brief notes for you before the special envoy of the Secretary-General for Sudan, Mr. Volker Perthes, speaks to you, and he will be followed by Stefan Dujarric. And Mr. Achim Steiner from UNDP will be the guest, also the guest today. The PGA's high-level meeting on delivering climate action for people, planet, and prosperity will take place tomorrow, October 26, at 10 a.m. at the General Assembly Hall. In total, there are 72 speakers inscribed to deliver remarks. The President of Palau, His Excellency, Mr. Surangel Whipps Jr. will be the first head of state to speak at the opening segment. He will be here in person. After him, the President of Tanzania, Her Excellency Ms. Samia Suluhu Hassan, will deliver remarks via a video, followed by the President of the Maldives, His Excellency Mr. Ibrahim Solih, and Her Excellency, Ms. Jacinda Arden, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, will also speak to the participants remotely. The GA President Abdulla Shahid and the Secretary-General António Guterres will be present in the plenary at 10:50 a.m. The first discussion on taking stock of the road to COP26 will take place, moderated by Ms. McKenna, who is the former Minister of Infrastructure and Communities and former Minister of the Environment and Climate Change of Canada. The second panel will be on multi-stakeholder spotlight, keeping the 1.5 degrees Celsius targets alive, followed by two other panels on bridging the gap and on vulnerability to resilience. After the break between 2 and 3:30 p.m., panelists will return to discuss the input by the private sector, which will be followed by a plenary segment until 6:45 p.m. The last panel on mobilizing whole-of-society responses will finish at 7 p.m. to the final plenary segment from 7 to 9:25 p.m. President Abdulla Shahid will deliver his closing remarks by 9:30 p.m. tomorrow. The October 26th high-level meeting on delivered climate action is aimed at showcasing solutions to overcome the gap in financing, technological and technical capacities to implement the Paris Agreement on climate change. And the PGA hopes that the meeting will add to more ambitious commitments ahead of COP26 in Glasgow. And finally, on the PGA's agenda today, Mr. Shahid started his day at the GA Hall, presiding over the plenary meeting space as a driver of sustainable development. He will later meet Mr. Joshua Satipa, who is the managing director of the UN Technology Bank for the least developed countries, and hold a separate bilateral meeting with Marco Lambertini, the Director General of WWF. This afternoon, the PGA will grant interviews to Sky News Arabia, the Press Trust of India, and Al Ura TV. He will return to his office for a meeting with the President of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, Mr. Rick Dams, before heading back to the GA Hall for the General Assembly meeting on our common agenda. And this is everything we have for today. Do you have anything else here or on the screen? So if not, I will say thank you very much. And I will see you tomorrow while we are having our high-level meeting there. I will now hand over to Steph and his guests. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.